All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. This is going to be a lesson on how the Atlantic slave trade was part of God's plan, right? And Yahweh, or the Most High, wanted the Atlantic slave trade to happen, right? And this lesson might anger people, right? It might stir up anger in people, but the purpose of this lesson is to make people think, man, right? To make Israelites think and to make heathens think, right? Because if you're an Israelite and you hear this, that Yahweh wanted the Atlantic slave trade to happen, you should be thinking to yourself why he wanted it to happen, right? And the short answer is he wanted it to happen because it was prophecies, right? He's told the Israelites, he told us that if we did the things we were supposed to do, then we would receive blessings. And if we didn't do the things that he wanted us to do, then we'd receive curses. And one of those curses was that we was going to go into slavery on ships by the hand of our enemies, right? And that in those captivities that we was taken, we was going to be serving gods that we didn't know, wood and stone. We was going to be worshipping idols in those places. And that also that curse was going to cause us to be scattered across the earth. And you can read about this in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, right? And nowhere in the Bible does it say that this curse was only going to happen one time, right? It never said that it was going to happen once. So you've got some people out there that they try and say that, oh, it happened and we can find a place in the Bible where this captivities happened, right? But nowhere in the Bible does it say that this was going to happen once, which is a cut to those people that claim to be the chosen, but are not showing the signs of being cursed. Isn't it interesting? If you're really cursed, if you're truly cursed, you wouldn't own industries in this world. In fact, you'd be used to build up industries, which is what the Negro, Latino, and Native American are used for in this world, because we're the Israelites. We are those people, man. And like I said, Yahweh wanted the Atlantic slave trade to happen, man. This is Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse. All right, so the curse had to come in order to pass. A lot of people read about and it shall come to pass and they don't even understand what it means. When you read about it shall come to pass means it has to happen for it to go away. That's what a lot of people don't understand, man. The curses had to happen so that they can be passed over, so that we can now get closer to what we're supposed to receive, which is the kingdom. Let me read it again. Verse 1, and it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all nations with Yahweh thy power have driven thee. Now I've looked, man. There ain't nobody else apart from people that call themselves Hebrew Israelites that read Deuteronomy the 28th chapter and apply it to anybody on the earth. There's not nobody that does that. You'll see people that say, oh, Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, and they'll try and explain why we ain't the people that are going through that. But then you'll notice that they'll never say who is going through it then. They'll never say that, man. And they'll never say that these people have to be the Israelites because these people went through this curse and are going through this curse. You'll never see them say that. They never mention it, man. The only place I've ever heard Deuteronomy the 28th chapter be spoken is by Hebrew Israelites. Nobody else speaks about this. Nobody else speaks about Deuteronomy the 20th chapter. I've never heard nobody else speak about Deuteronomy the 30th chapter neither. Yet it's in the Bible, so how do they apply it to their belief? And it says that the Israelites was going to be scattered among all nations and call the curses to mind where they were scattered. It said that they would do that, man. But who's doing that? There's only one group of people on the earth doing that. Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all the people that you can find written on the 12 tribes chart, which people try and say is not prophecy, which it is. It's in Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. It is prophecy to have a 12 tribe sign, regardless of what these people want to say. It says write on the board, write on a piece of wood for Judah and his companions, and for Israel and his companions, meaning write down who these tribes are, write down the names of these tribes and who belongs to these tribes. That's what it means, man. When you understand in the Bible that everything that men do, God already knew that. You have to understand that that means God knew that men was going to make a 12 tribe signing. You have to understand that that means that God knew that he was going to be a big awakening of people that are Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans saying that they were Hebrew Israelites. Now, where do these people that think that we're not the Israelites, where did they then go to say that we're not those people? What are they using? What are they using? Because for whatever they try and use, we can use that same thing on them. But we can also use prophecies that relate to the Israelites about a great awakening. We can go to the Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, and read about how there's a valley of dry bones that was going to be awoken, and that valley of dry bones was going to be the Israelites. We can read that. We can read in Revelation, the 11th chapter, where it speaks about that the Israelites was going to wake up as well. Verse 2. And thou shalt return unto Yahweh thy power, and shalt obey his voice, according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thine heart and with all thy soul. Right? So what the scriptures is saying is that the Israelites had to go through the blessings and the curse. Now let me jump down to this verse. Verse 7. And Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Now, if people are saying that this prophecy of the Israelites receiving the kingdom and all this stuff's happened already, which nobody does that, nobody says we're in the kingdom. So that would mean that the curses are still on the Israelites. But the people that are calling themselves the chosen outside of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the other people that are calling themselves the chosen, that are not calling themselves Israelites and are calling themselves something else, right? That begins with the letter J, which you can't even say that word because the videos get taken down when you say that word. Right, that 6-letter word that begins with a J and ends in a ISH. You can't say that word, which is further proof that these people are not oppressed, because if there was oppressed, we'd be able to say whatever the hell we want to say against them, man. Which is further proof that those people are not the chosen. They're not the chosen, man. Verse 7 again, and Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee, which lets you know that when the curse is removed off the Israelites, that they're going on the enemies of the Israelites. And that's why all you people that know that you're not Israelites, man, and are getting scared to hell that we're saying that we are, you people are going to receive these curses that we received, man. All the things that you people look at us and laugh at our communities, laugh at our culture, laugh at the dysfunction that we have, laugh that the children are raised in single-parent households, laugh that we're in jail, laugh that we get shot down in the streets, make all these memes, make all these racial jokes. You're going to be under these curses, man. Every single nation outside of the Israelites is going to be under these curses, man. And it's not going to be so funny then. Everything's funny now. It's always fun to be on the winning side. The winning side's always fun. But when the winning side becomes the losing side, and when the winning side is in the transition of becoming the losing side, that's where people try and switch sides and think they can try and join onto the Israelites. And there's people that would have heard what Kanye West said and started getting scared, man. Because they liked Kanye West. Like, you had Volkan Malone. He tried to agree with what Kanye West was saying, right? And was like, yeah, it is true that they have always tried to abort and tried to kill the chosen nation's babies, right? But he still doesn't want to admit that we're the people, and he really hurt his feelings, man, to hear that Kanye West was mentioning the Israelites, because he probably wanted a feature when he was doing them whack bars, man, when he was doing his whack rapping. He probably was hoping that he would have a feature by Kanye West one day, man, or that get on a Kanye West album. He probably have delusions of being a rap god, man, right? He probably thought he was going to be on a song on one of Kanye West albums or something like that, man. He probably bought loads of Kanye West albums if he likes rapping. You know, he must have bought Kanye West albums or was into Kanye West music. And that hurt his feelings, man, to hear Kanye West mentioning that, because I guarantee he was a fan of Kanye West. And a lot of other people that were fans of Kanye West have had their feelings hurt that he's mentioning that, man. And he ain't right. Kanye West ain't righteous, but what he said and what he mentioned, Yahweh used him to say that, man. Whatever we don't think Kanye West is righteous. I don't think Kanye West is righteous, but Yahweh used him to expose a lot of these people, man. Because they had a whole bunch of Israelites calling him a coon and I'm on about 2/3 Israelites. I'm not on about Hebrew Israelites. I'm on about the people that call themselves black. You had a whole bunch of them people saying he's a coon, he hates his own people and all of that, right? But then when Yahweh made him flip the switch in his mind and go a 180 and say the ultimate thing, it's a lock here, man. Yeah. When Yahweh made him flip and change and say the ultimate thing that he could say towards his people, right? Then all of these people was telling him that he's gone crazy, telling him he needs to sit down, making sure they get on the internet, on Twitter, on Instagram, and all of these social media platforms to make it be known that they ain't rocking with what he was saying. So who's the real coons? Who's the ones that are really, really even more wicked than him? Because Kanye West, I don't think he's righteous. He's fake too with all that he's running his mouth talking about, man. He ain't really exposing everything that he's done. I heard a brother say this and it's true. Since he cares about speaking about righteousness so much, how comes he ain't speaking about all the things that he's did then? How comes he ain't speaking about all the stuff that they've made him do? He's just still worried about being able to sell stupid clothing that looks stupid as hell. He's still worried about that, man. But like I said, man, this lesson is about how Yahweh wanted the Atlantic slave trade to happen, man. He wanted it to happen. Let me read it. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. And really it means, and no man shall save you out of that, right? No man has been able to save us out of that. But yeah, when Yahweh Shai comes, the scripture saying, I shall not meet thee as a man. Let me get that, right? These people don't understand, man. Man. Let me get this. Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 6. I was wroth with my people, and have polluted mine inheritance, and given them into thine hand. Esau wasn't so slick and such a great warrior that he was able to take us down. The Hamites weren't just so much stronger than us that they was able to help Esau take us down and sell us onto the Edomites. That wasn't how it went down, man. Yahweh weakened us so that he could perform this work that he wanted to do because he wanted it to happen, man. And if Yahweh did this to the nation that he loves, which is something for all you people to think about, man. If Yahweh did this to the nation that he loves, then what is he going to do to the nation that he hates? What is he going to do to all these nations that perform this stuff on us, man? What is he going to do to you people? He allowed you people to do this to us, but what is he going to do to you all when he heals us? What is going to happen to you people, man? What are you people going to receive when we get changed? And when we turn back into the righteous state that we're supposed to be in? What is going to happen to you people? What is going to happen? Because you people thought that we was just put into slavery so that we could, because we was just stupid idiots. That's what you people think. Verse 7. And thou saidest, thou shalt be a lady forever. So thou didst not lay these things to heart. You didn't lay to heart that Yahweh sold this into your hand. You forgot about that. You forgot that the Bible says that there was curses. You forgot what's spoken of in the book of Judith, where the Moabites are talking, I believe it is the Moabites, and they're talking about how if the Israelites are following after their laws, there's nothing that no one can do to them. But when the Israelites are sinning, then you can take them down. But if the Israelites go back to following righteousness again, their power will hear them from heaven and redeem them. And you people forgot that. The world forgot what Yahweh did to the Egyptians. They forgot the amazing work that he performed for them. They forgot, man. And they forgot that there's a prophecy in the Bible that speaks about a greater salvation than that. A lot of people don't understand, man. You people don't understand that Yahweh caused for the Atlantic slave trade to happen. He wanted it to happen, man. He wanted you people to do that. He wanted you people to put your hands on his chosen. He wanted you to do it, man. He wanted you to, right? He made you do it. He made you do it, man. Romans chapter 9 and verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. So just like how Yahweh made Pharaoh raise up and perform things on the Israelites. Yahweh did the same thing to the Edomites. And if you go to the verse 11 in this chapter, you'll read and you'll see that he's referring to the Edomites as being the new Pharaoh. And it's letting it be known that Yahweh's made them do things and made them reach up to a certain height in the earth so that he can take them down and make his name be declared throughout all the earth by performing a greater salvation than the one that he performed in Egypt, which is what the Israelites are waiting to receive. There's a salvation coming that's going to be almost like a new Passover. It's going to be a new salvation that's even greater than that one. Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 7, therefore behold the days come, saith Yahweh, that they shall no more say Yahweh liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but Yahweh liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, and from all countries whither I had driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. Now this, what I'm reading right there, is what these Christians have tried to hear about and think that that's going to be them in the end days. This is an end time prophecy that's waiting to happen, where Israelites, people of the seed of the house of Israel, meaning it's a lineage thing, are going to be taken from all different places on the earth. And when they get taken from there, ultimately the end goal of that is that they're going to be going back to their own land, which is proof that the Israelites are not done away with. But when you let these Christians talk, you find that they don't know nothing. These Christians are so lost when it comes to the Bible that they don't even know that the 144,000 are Israelites. And when you go to the 144, when you go to Revelation, the 7th chapter, it clearly lets you know that the 144,000 are part of the children of Israel. And when you go into the words for tribe from Revelation chapter 7 and 4 down to Revelation chapter 7 and 8, everywhere that it says tribe, the word in the Greek is Strong's G5443, which is Phyle, which means in the New Testament, all people descending from one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. But you've got these Christians talking, man, and they don't know nothing, man. They think you don't have to keep the laws. They think that you can eat whatever you want to eat. But then at the same time, they'll say that the Israelites was wicked because they didn't keep God's laws. Their doctrine don't make no sense, man. Yahweh sent Yahweh Shai to die for the sins of the Israelites because they wasn't following their laws. Yet then the heathens then come through and just believe in the Messiah, but they're doing wickedness while they're believing in the Messiah, and have always been doing wickedness because they've never been under the law. But they're going to get the salvation that we were supposed to get now, and we're not going to get none of it. And even the 144,000 are not us. That's what they think. And some of them will go so far as to say that there's no such thing as Israelites anymore. Yet it mentions clearly in the final book of the Bible, book of Revelation, that the 12 gates are the 12 tribes. But we know what it is when it comes to these people, man. We know what it is, right? We know what it is, man. Their spirit tells them who the Israelites are. That's what it is, man. Jeremiah chapter 30, and they hate us. Jeremiah chapter 33 and verse 24. Considerest thou not what these people have spoken? So forget what they're talking about. Saying, the two families which Yahweh have chosen, ye have even cast them off. Thus they have despised my people, that they should be called no more nation before them. That's what they want. They don't want the Israelites to be called the Israelites no more. They hate our guts, man. Right? They're always trying to steal what we have, man. We'll come up with a new slang, they steal it. We come up with different terminologies. We make an industry. We start talking about a particular topic, they hijack it and steal it. Always. We're the salt of the earth. We're the ones that, despite being the poorest nation on the earth, and everyone watching what we're doing all the time and telling us that we're this, telling us that we're that, having hidden words, hidden racist terms that they call us, right? Yet they still copy what we do all the time. And if you go to these rich people's houses, you're going to hear them playing your music, trying to copy you. They're trying to talk like how you talk. If they see you dress a certain way, they're trying to dress how you dress. They try and copy how the men of Israel talk to women. They try and be smooth like how we're smooth. They try and dance like how we dance. They try and dress like how we dress. They try and do everything like how we do it, man. Yet at the same time, they try and say that we're insignificant, that we're just African monkeys and all that. That's bullshit, man. But Yahweh wanted all of this to happen, man. He wanted all of this stuff to happen. And at the end of it, oh man, at the end of this, you people are going to really get the shock of your lives, man. Romans chapter 9 and verse 23, and this in particular is speaking about the Edomites. Romans chapter 9 and verse 22, what if God, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? So what if Yahweh got the Israelites and made them be taken into the hands of the Edomites, made them be put in hardcore slavery, right? They made the slavery be eased up a little bit, but still kept them in slavery of the mind. Made them be continually making their enemies richer, made them be getting killed by their enemy time after time after time again, because the scriptures clearly say that for thy sake we are killed all the day long, we are counted as sheep for slaughter. And nobody gets killed without justice being performed more than the Israelites, more than the Negro, Latino, and Native American. Nobody gets that performed more than done to them more than us. People can say other people get it done to them, but nobody can say that it happens more than us. And if they do say that, they're lying, which is what this world's full of. It's full of liars, man. This world's full of lying people. But when all of this is done, we're going to be the ones that get the covenant, man. And in fact, let me carry on reading. Verse 23, and that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy which he have afore prepared unto glory. So what if Yahweh made another group of people be at the hands of everyone on the earth, suffer continually, and get punished time after time again by all these different nations on the earth, made them go for an Atlantic slave trade where they were sold, where they had their children taken away from them, where they had their whole nationality and their whole culture and customs wiped out of their mind through punishments and through physical violence, just like what happened during the time of the Maccabees in the Bible, by where the Israelites was told that it's illegal to profess themselves at all to be a Jew. That's what it was for us. We wasn't allowed to read the Bible. We wasn't allowed to read it, and that's what people forget too. If the Bible was really for these Edomites that put the Israelites in slavery, why would they have had to make a slave Bible where they took out 90% of the Old Testament and where they took out 50% of the New? Yet now they're trying to reintroduce that same 50%, which they never took it out of the Bibles entirely. They took it out of the version that they gave us at one point. And they're trying to now reintroduce that same 50% and make them receive salvation from that. How does that ever make any sense? And one of the scriptures that they took out is one of the scriptures they try and use now, which is the scripture by where it says, there's neither Jew nor Greek, bond nor free, but we are all one. They tried to take that scripture out, man. Yahweh wanted the Atlantic slave trade to happen. That's what this topic is about. Every single thing that happened negative to the Negroes, to the Latinos, to the Native Americans, who are the Israelites, Yahweh wanted it to happen to them. He wanted Christopher Columbus to come over to America and slaughter the Native Americans. He wanted that to happen. That was part of the plan, because they didn't do what he said, what he wanted them to do. So he made them go through the blessings and the curse, just like it was prophesied. It came to pass. It came to pass, man. Verse 24, even us whom we have called, not of the Jews only, but also the Gentiles. Now, this is where some heathen will get happy. No, it don't mean what you think it means. It means even those that are called from the Israelites that knew that they were Israelites, which during the time of where the book of Romans was wrote, people knew that they was Israelites during that time. But there was also some people that was grown up knowing that they was Gentiles or believing that they were heathens, Whereas right now, in the modern time that we're living in right now, pretty much every single Negro, Latino, and Native American grew up believing that they was exactly that, believing that they're black, believing that they're Mexican, believing that they're Guatemalan, Argentinian, Colombian, Brazilian, believing that they're Dominican, believing that they're Puerto Rican, believing that they're a Native American from whatever particular tribe, believing that they're Seminole Indians. But they was not those things. They were Israelites. They was believing that there was Gentiles though. But Yahweh's called people from the groups of people that knew that they were Israelites. And he's called people that didn't know, that thought that they were Gentiles. But they was both Israelites, man. But for those people that are called from the ones that knew that they were Israelites, and those people that were called from the ones that didn't know they're Israelites, they're all Israelites and they're all one. They become the same. Because they're all Israelites at the end of the day. Whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, whether you're in jail, whether you're free, whether you're born, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, you're an Israelite first. That's what you are first before anything else, man. And every one of the elect is getting the kingdom. Verse 25. As he also saith in Hosea, that's what it means when it says OC. I will call them my people, which are not my people, and her beloved, which was not beloved. So we're called not beloved right now. People don't want to believe that we're the chosen, right? They don't want to believe that we're the chosen. Yet when you look at us and you see how we do things, you can see chosen in us. You can see it. That's why everyone gets gassed up when they see anybody that looks like a heathen, but they're really not heathens. But when they see anybody that looks like a heathen doing anything that we can do, that's why they get gassed up, man. All these singing reality TV shows and all that, when they see one Edomite-looking woman that can sing like an Israelite woman, they get gassed up, man. Because then they feel confident that, oh, there might be a chance that we can be like these people. Because they don't want to accept that we can do certain things. They accept that we're physically stronger. But they're not yet willing to accept that we're more moral than everybody else neither. They're not prepared to accept that. They're not prepared that we're more merciful than anybody else. They're not prepared to accept that, man. But they're going to see it though. Verse 26, and it shall come to pass, meaning it ain't happened yet, man. But once it comes, it's going to have passed. That in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people. People are saying that to us right now. They're saying you ain't the chosen. But those other people that are saying that they're the chosen, people are like, yeah, you are. So that's clearly talking about us. Because those other people saying that they're the chosen, everyone accepts that they are. For the most part, everyone prepared to accept that they are. And it shall come to pass, then a place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there she be called the children of the living God. So in everywhere that people have been saying you ain't the chosen people, you're just black. You ain't the chosen people, you're Mexican. You ain't the chosen people, you're Native American, you're Red Indians. Yeah? With all the places where people are saying that, they're going to get the switcheroo and they're going to be saying you are the chosen people. And when that time happens, man, these people are going to be terrified when they see everyone that's of the elect get beamed up in them chariots. And they're left down here, man. Because that's what a lot of people forget, man. That in those time ain't just going to stop when the elect to the nation of Israel get beamed up. There's still going to be a whole bunch of chaos happening down here. There's going to be the end results of World War III that's going to be happening down here, which is nuclear war. That's what's going to cause for the Messiah to come and gather the elect. The final thing that people didn't think was going to happen from a World War III is going to happen. Those ICBMs being shot off all over the earth, man. I'm going to end the lesson there. The God of the Bible, whose name is Yahweh, he wanted the Atlantic slave trade to happen. And I'm going to end the lesson there. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Makar Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the nation of Israel. Shalom.